You have walked past a millionaire today and never knew it. No designer watch, no logo, no flex. Because the people who actually get rich tend to do the exact opposite of what you would expect. While the world performs wealth, they quietly build it. And once you understand the psychology behind it, you will never see money, or the people around you, the same way again. This is the mindset of the people who get rich quietly. Start with the hardest truth. Looking rich and being rich are almost opposites. Researchers who studied millionaires for decades found something strange. Most of them drive used cars. They live in ordinary houses on ordinary streets. They wear nothing that screams money. Meanwhile, the loud spenders you envy, the new car every 2 years, the designer everything, are usually the ones drowning quietly in debt. Wealth is what you do not see. The car is sold. The watch is bought. Real wealth is the money that was never spent at all. So why do most people overspend? Because we are wired for status. For almost all of human history, your survival depended on your rank in the group. Signaling that you had resources meant safety, allies, a future. That instinct never left us. Today it shows up as the urge to be seen winning, to broadcast every upgrade. Marketers know this. Entire industries exist to sell you the symbols of a life you have not actually built. The quietly wealthy noticed the game and simply stopped playing it. Which brings us to their first real trait. For them, patience is not willpower. It is identity. They do not white-knuckle their way past the new car or the upgrade. They simply do not see themselves as the kind of person who needs it. That is the key. When you rely on willpower, you lose eventually because willpower runs out. But when restraint becomes who you are, there is no fight left to lose. They are not resisting temptation. They genuinely stopped wanting the thing. Their second trait is that they treat anonymity as armor. The moment people believe you have money, everything around you changes. You become a target for salesmen, for lawsuits, for envy, for everyone who wants a piece. The quietly rich understand a quiet law of power. Being underestimated is an advantage. When no one expects anything from you, no one is maneuvering against you. Invisibility is not modesty. It is a strategy. The truly powerful almost never look the part. Third, they optimize for freedom, not status. Ask a quiet millionaire what money actually buys, and they will not say things. They will say options. Time, the ability to say no, the power to walk away from any job, any client, any room that no longer serves them. Status costs money every single month in payments and upkeep and image. Freedom is the opposite. You buy it once, with discipline, and it pays you back for the rest of your life. The fourth trait lives in how they feel about money itself. For most people, a luxury purchase brings a rush of pleasure, and a boring investment feels like nothing. For the quietly wealthy, it is reversed. A flashy purchase makes them uneasy, like fuel leaking from the tank. Owning a piece of a business, a stream of income, an appreciating asset, that feels good. Money is never a scoreboard to them. It is a tool. And you do not show off a tool. You use it to build something that outlasts you. Fifth, they make decisions without ego. Most financial mistakes are not math errors. They are emotional ones. Buying to impress someone. Holding a losing bet to avoid admitting you were wrong. Spending to feel better after a bad day. The quietly rich strip the emotion out. They ask one cold question. Does this move me closer to freedom or further away? No story, no pride, no audience. That detachment looks boring from the outside. From the inside, it is the entire edge. Here is what surprises people most. The quietly wealthy are not cheap. They are asymmetric. They will not pay $1 to look impressive, but they will spend freely on things that compound. Their health, their skills, their time, the right people. They will drive an old car and then hire the expert that saves them 10 years. They are stingy with signals and generous with leverage. Most people do the exact opposite. They pay for the appearance of a good life and starve the things that actually create one. And there is a hidden trap they refuse to fall into: lifestyle creep. For most people, every raise quietly becomes a bigger apartment, a nicer car, more expensive habits. The income goes up, and somehow the freedom never does. They are running faster just to stay in the same place. The quietly rich freeze their lifestyle on purpose. When more money comes in, the spending stays flat, and the gap, the difference between what they earn and what they live on, becomes the engine of everything. Because all of this feeds one quiet engine: compounding. They spend less than they could, invest the difference automatically, and then they wait. No drama. No trying to time the market, just small, invisible decisions repeated for years while everyone else is busy looking impressive. It is boring, on purpose. And that is the part nobody wants to hear. Because boring does not sell. But boredom, repeated long enough, is exactly what wealth is made of. Part of that engine is how they think about time. Most people think in months. The quietly rich think in decades. A purchase is not measured by what it costs today, but by what that same money would have become in 20 years. That one shift changes everything. Suddenly, the impulse buy is not a small treat. It is a large piece of your future, quietly stolen from yourself. When your time horizon is long enough, patience stops feeling like sacrifice. It starts feeling like simple math. So what keeps everyone else loud and broke? A few repeating mistakes: buying things to be seen instead of assets to be free, confusing income with wealth because a big salary spent entirely is just an expensive treadmill, waiting to invest until it feels comfortable when comfort never actually comes, and tying their identity to what they own, so every downturn feels like a personal attack. Avoid those four, and you are already ahead of most people who earn far more than you do. Watch how old money behaves, and the pattern becomes obvious. The families that stay wealthy for generations share an unspoken code: understate everything. Never be the loudest person in the room. Teach the children that money is a responsibility, not a toy. They protect the principal, live off a fraction, and let the rest grow untouched. New money shouts, old money whispers, and the whisper is what survives long after the shouting has spent itself into nothing. So how do you actually install this mindset? 5 moves. First, automate the gap. Pay your investments before you ever see the money. Second, freeze your lifestyle. Let the next raise change your net worth, not your spending. Third, kill one status purchase this month and quietly buy an asset instead. Fourth, stretch your time horizon before any buy. Ask what this becomes in 20 years. And fifth, stop announcing your wins. Let the results speak when no one is watching. Because in the end, getting rich quietly is not about deprivation. It is about refusing to trade your future for the appearance of a present you have not earned yet. Look broke, if that is the price. Stay free. Build the kind of wealth that does not need an audience. Do this long enough, and one day you become the person nobody suspects. The quiet millionaire walking right past them. If this rewired how you see money, subscribe. Every week, we decode the game the wealthy never explain.